Welcome back to the Black and Gold Report. We're now joined by head baseball coach Paul O'Neill. Coach, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
The Braves are 9 games into their 2014 schedule, but let's take a look at your team on paper first. You return 8 players to the batting order from last season that ranked second in the nation in base hits. You took a hit on the mound with the loss of PBC Pitcher of the Year, Ethan Carter, but return a bunch of arms to your arsenal as well. Is this one of the more talented teams you've coached at UNCP? And what are some of the positives and negatives to coaching a roster so full of talent?
I think we have a talented team. Is it the most talented team that we've ever had here at UNC Pembroke? Only time will tell on that. It's too early to anoint anyone there. But we've got a good core that we brought back. We got a lot of we got some new faces, but it's still early in the year. Everyone's still searching for an identity, and we'll just see.
Well, one of those players returning off your offensive lineup this year is junior All-American Jordan Edgerton, who led the nation in base hits last year. Jordan's already attracted a bunch of attention from major league scouts this season. But what are his strengths, and how has he improved in the offseason?
Well, when I think of Jordan, the main thing that I think about is his baseball IQ. Yes, he's got the physical traits to be a very good baseball player, but his IQ as far as baseball goes is off the charts, and I think that's what separates him from other players. He really understands the game of baseball.
Well, you have a squad of 37 players, including 20 that are either juniors or seniors. What are some of the advantages of coaching a veteran roster from a leadership standpoint? And can you identify 2 to 3 guys who have risen to the top as leaders on your club this season?
Well, I think when you have a veteran club or you have an older club, they understand what the expectations are on a daily basis. They know all the drills that we go through, so things run very smooth for us out there. On the flip side, sometimes you got to kick them in the pants a little bit more. So, nothing is perfect out there. But on the leadership side, I'd say if I had to name one guy on our team that's probably been our most inspirational leader, would be Pat McMahon. And that's the guy I would put it on right now.
Well, you picked some newcomers up in the offseason, including some that have had playing time already, including Zach Andrews, Cody Trojan, Drew Beaver, and Cody Atkins. What are some of the areas after last season that you felt you needed to target in recruiting, and how well have those new guys performed so far?
Well, I think obviously you always look for more pitching. You're trying to look for depth, in recruiting. I mean, it's no exact science to this. But you try to fill in some of the holes. You try to look and see, all right, we have a junior here. He's going to got one more year, and you try to go through your lineup that way, and you try to develop young guys and get them on the field so that you can keep your cycle, staying in a positive direction. But as far as new guys, you mentioned all those guys. They've all gotten on the field. They're all going to play this year. They're all going to get contribute in a positive manner for us. So we're expecting big things out of them.
Well, you're 9 games into your 14th season at UNCP and picked up your 499th and 500th career win on opening weekend with the series sweep of Anderson. What does a milestone like that mean to you, and what are some of the things you're most proud of in your 13 previous seasons in Pembroke?
Well, I mean, when I think back on it, most of those wins, over 400 have come here at UNC Pembroke. I think back to all the players, that I've coached over the last 13 years here at UNC Pembroke. And probably the biggest thing that excites me about them is, so many of them have graduated. We've had such a high rate of success of athletes that have gotten their degree from UNC Pembroke. And, the wins and losses take care of themselves, but those guys getting their diploma, that's really special to me.
Well, the Braves have posted 30 or more wins for 9 straight seasons now. How important is that 30-win threshold to your team every year? And what are some of the other goals that you set for your team during preseason workouts?
Well, the main thing that we try to focus on is, can we play very fundamentally sound, aggressive baseball day in and day out? And if we do those things and we play up to our ability level on each time, then we're going to win more games than we're going to lose. And that's the main objective that we go into every year. We don't put numbers out there as far as, hey, we need to win this number of games or we want to beat this team, because quite frankly, we are the team that a lot of people want to beat us. So we just go out there and we control what we control and try to do the best that we possibly can. And at the end of the day, hopefully we're on top.
All right. Well, we're going to take our next break, and when we come back, we're going to continue talking to head coach Paul O'Neill. So stay tuned.
At the University of North Carolina at Pembroke, our student athletes find balance between their academic and athletic activities. With graduation rates higher than the national average, our athletes excel in academics and have won the Peach Belt Conference President's Academic Award twice in the last 4 years. Since 2009, 43 athletes have been named NCAA All-Americans, and last year, 40 made All-Conference. Catch their winning spirit and support the Braves.